like 10 seconds or so. I think you get a notification before I do.
We're live. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, thanks, Eddie. All right, everybody. We got a banger. We got some hotness.
Oh, boy,
you know, I'm serious. When I got
mucho caliente.
Mucho, you fast Eddie P. You beat me to the punch. That's right. I got the glasses on. Bro, it is hotness. We have vevevault with us. We are going to chop it up. We're going to discover who is vevevault, but who was he when he was a little kid? Like, we're going to just go deep into the background, the whole history of the evolution of vevevault. And I'm pumped. I'm super excited. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the link here while YouTube does its algorithm thing. And so stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and send that link out. Where's my phone? Here it goes. So vevevault, talk to me, man. What has been popping? How was your New Year's?
What's up, guys? It was pretty good, man. We stayed up till midnight. It was kind of rough for me. It's hard for me to stay up that late. I kind of go to sleep early. My kid had no problem with it, but I did. I got Disney Plus recently because of those drops, and I've been watching the Marvel movies. So I actually stayed up by watching a couple Marvel movies. I'm trying to make it through the whole timeline. I just watched Infinity War, finished it like an hour ago. I'm so confused right now. Everybody died. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
Don't tell me or anything. But right now, my mind's blown.
I'm glad to see you're dedicated and you're a man of your word. You know me, I'm always in your live stream. You know, the other day I had to suggest What If to you. If you see the Dokta Strange trailer, I'll put it to you this way, you're not going to really understand the gravity of what you're looking at unless you even watch the What If. You know how you see two Dokta Stranges kind of in the trailer? They really show you who the other Dokta Strange is in the What If. So it's kind of crazy.
Do I have to watch Loki first? Because I know Loki came in the timeline first. So I was thinking I should watch the Loki series and then watch
Loki first. Loki was first.
Okay.
I think you're gonna like it, man.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah.
New Year's Day was a great day too. I mean, you did the giveaways on New Year's Day. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly.
I'm not. Yeah, I think it was New Year's because it was the first stream of the new year, and man, we had a ton of giveaways. We had like 4 or 5 set up before the stream started, but once we got started, people kept sending me stuff, so we just kept giving away. We was doing like 10-second giveaways. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, really crazy.
Dang, man, it's like
I was touched by it. Yeah, I couldn't believe it, man. Everybody just kept sending something. They sent nice stuff too. They sent a Golden Moments Wally. A lot of nice stuff they sent.
And the guy who won the Wally sent over a Marvel Comics #1 comic to give away.
Right, that's right. Yes, he did.
Oh, how funny. So it was just a snowball effect.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, that's how it happens, man.
It's a good way to start the year.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Oh, man. All right. So I just, I sent the tweet out, but I forgot to tag you guys. So there, I just sent out another one. You guys are tagged. So if Strange, if you don't mind jumping into the Twitterverse and retweeting that if possible, and vevevault.
I'm retweeting it right now.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. I was under pressure, man. I sent you a direct message. I was like, oh wait, that's not it. I did this. I did everything but what I needed to do.
Right.
And under pressure, bro. Under pressure. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be exciting. You know what? Matter of fact, excuse me, I'm gonna get ahead and I put like towels and pillows around the door, because then, you know, the kids wake up and they'll come in here and they'll be like, is that vevevault? They'll go crazy, start, you know, wow.
Right.
Really, you're like a star when it comes, and you definitely chose to do the right thing by jumping on every time that, you know, all the drops. You helped me immensely, I'll tell you that. I mean, I just started not too long ago,
right?
But yeah, I mean, the information that I get from watching your lives is really incredible.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I was going to start doing live streams on the drops because I knew the drops were the most exciting thing and people wanted to watch and do it together. And I started off back when they had the Supergirl drop, but I did it on Twitch, and nobody uses Twitch, at least not in the VV community. And nobody went to those streams, so I gave up on it. And then it wasn't until the comic drops came that I did it again, because people wanted to know how I was getting so many comics on the one drop. Of course, you can't do that anymore, but back then I was showing them how.
Right. It's crazy, man. Back, I guess a couple months ago now, definitely back in Marvel comic #1, when I was putting the collectibles here onto VV and the comics.
Sure.
Once we got past his resistance point, basically it was my job to put these guys on to the best ways to be successful. So, it was definitely you, the GALE, Crypto Pro, the usual suspects, man, to help get them started and get in the game as fast as possible.
Man, we're going to get into that, bro. We're going to get into that. I'm going to tell you my whole experience coming in from beginning to present, man. It's pretty interesting. But it's going to be all about Mr. vevevolt. All right. Today, we're going to go ahead and ask a bunch of questions. I think let's get started here. And look. Oh, that's right. Let me put, I'm sure everybody subscribed to you already, but just in case, let me put it here in the chat. Let me pin it. And there, it's pinned. So like the channel, subscribe. If you like free stuff, we're giving away stuff for free here on this channel. And also in the chat, I've got it pinned. It's vevevolt's channel, link to his channel. If for whatever reason you're just day one or whatever, go over there, subscribe. If you're here on day 2, you probably already subscribed. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. First question is, where were your grandparents born?
Man, I have no idea. No, actually, my grandma on my mom's side was born in Alabama, but besides that, I don't know where my father's parents were born, and I don't know where my maternal grandfather was born.
Okay. So now what about your parents?
My mom was also Alabama, and it's possible that my grandfather on her side was Alabama. And then my father was born in New Albany, Indiana, which is pretty close to where I live.
Okay, that's what's up. And that's okay. So you're in Alabama.
No, that's where they're from. I live in Southern Indiana. That's where I was born.
Okay, got you. Okay. So you were born in Southern Indiana, and then where do you stay now? I mean, you don't got to tell me your address or anything, but just like a state.
I'm still here in Southern Indiana.
That's what's up. Okay. I you know what? That's a state I've never been to, man. It's on the list. It's on the list for sure.
You ain't missing nothing, I promise you. Corn and cows, that's about all we got.
Hey, man, I love corn. So by the way, this is open forum. Drop any questions in the chat that you may want us to ask vevevolt. So it's open forum, super chill, laid back. That's how we do. That's how we get down right here. So, okay, as a kid, you're there, chilling, growing up. Talk to me. What kind of cartoons did you watch?
Oh, man, I love those Saturday morning cartoons. And the one I remember the most, and it only came on every once in a while, and it seems like nobody I've ever talked to ever remembers it, but it was like there was some competition on Saturday morning where all the cartoon characters from all the shows would come together and compete in like track and field events and stuff.
Yeah.
Did anybody see that?
What, the Looney Tunes?
Yeah, it was like Looney Tunes and stuff. But it was all the different characters from all
like
the
Olympics
shows.
or something. Yeah, it was the like Looney Tune Olympics or something.
Yeah, that was my favorite. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I watch. Saturday morning cartoons, a little bit of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers. I'm old.
Nah, man. I feel that I'm old, man. It's all good.
Man, if you would have heard our answers, we would have sounded real old. We were saying what? Looney Tunes, G.I. Joe, Voltron. We were in the mid 80s with our stuff, man.
Hell yeah.
So what would you say were your favorite movies growing up?
Favorite movies growing up? Oh man, I was huge on Back to the Future. That was my favorite for real. Like the trilogy, I still think that's the best trilogy ever made. And I was big into like superhero movies back then. Not so much anymore. And besides the last couple of weeks. Before that, I hadn't watched. That's why I had to catch up. It took a while. I hadn't watched one for a while. But when I was a kid, when I was younger, they first started coming out. I liked them a lot. Yeah, like Iron Man and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, man. And okay, so what about toys? Like what? Oh wait. Yeah, what kind of toys did you have when you were growing up?
I mean, I don't want y'all to laugh, but I played Atari.
Nah, I played
we all
Atari
did
too.
it.
I was
A
playing
little bit.
Pitfall, man. Pitfall was my game.
Yo, we was just talking about Pitfall,
Oh
Frogger,
yeah,
all the originals.
Pitfall. And I remember my one of my friends had Nintendo, and I thought that was like some high tech. It was a year before he had it. A year before I did. I remember going over there and playing Mario every once in a while. I thought it was the coolest thing I ever seen.
Right.
That's what's up. That's funny. You said Pitfall. So okay, so give me your top 3 video games. It doesn't matter the system, the year, any of that. I'm curious now.
It's definitely Super Tecmo Bowl on the top of the list.
Okay.
Number 2 is also a football game. Y'all might not know this one. I'm trying to remember the console. I think it's Sega Genesis. It's Deion Sanders' primetime football. That was like the best football game ever made. And then another one is on Super Nintendo, the best wrestling game ever made, WCW versus NWO.
Okay.
That was a great game.
Yeah, that game was well made.
That
was too, a lot too.
That was in the 90s, wasn't it? Mid 90s?
Yep,
Yeah.
90s.
I remember that one.
Old school stuff.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. So all right. So when you were a kid, you had your Atari, you started playing Nintendo, cartoons and stuff. So what was like the first thing that you could say that you started collecting? I don't know if it was, that far back, but what was the first thing you said, nah, I need to hold on to this, cherish this, take care of it?
It was actually baseball cards because my mom had a boyfriend. He brought us a bunch of baseball cards. They're really good ones too. And after I got those, I started to get more interested in that. And he showed me the baseball card shop in town. And I started hanging out there every once in a while, riding my bicycle down there. I would like arrange the cards for the guy. The owner was an old man and he was real nice. And he would pay me with baseball cards. So I got into that pretty quick.
Oh, that's dope.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that is dope.
And what is that? That was in the going into the late 90s?
I mean, I can remember, I can picture the first cards I got too, and those were 1980. I don't even, y'all sure remember to say 1989 tops or 1988 tops? I think it was 89.
So late 80s.
Yep, late 80s.
Okay, so like the height of
Junk
baseball
era.
card collecting.
Yeah, when they were printing millions and millions.
Yeah, but I mean that job is a dream job. I'm just putting myself in your shoes.
Oh,
like,
forget it.
oh my God, what a dream job
down there. And actually, like I said, it was an old man that owned the local baseball car shop, and it was a real small shop. And I would ride my bike down there all the time when I was a kid. But after college, I ended up moving down the street in an apartment a couple blocks down. I'd go down and visit him, and he said all the high school kids would steal from him. So he ended up hiring me part-time. I had a full-time job. I would come there on the weekends and like after work and stuff and help him out. And again, he still paid me in baseball cards, but I learned so much from that. It actually ended up paying off later on when I was buying and selling cards for profit.
Absolutely. Very dope. Very dope. That is an awesome idea. For any young kid that can't afford to pay for cards, just get a job doing that, man. Super dope. Yep. By the way, in the chat, we have a few questions, so let's go ahead and ask them. And by the way, chat, like the video, and if for whatever reason you're not subscribed to Veve, go ahead. It's linked it's pinned to the top of the chat. So we got a question in the chat saying, what IP are you guys most looking forward to? We're gonna direct this only to Veve.
I'd always say this one, and people say it's probably never going to happen, but I still say it anyway because it's what I would love, and that's the MLB Hall of Fame or any of the sports Hall of Fame IPs, to where you can get like the Hall of Fame players, maybe statues or plaques or something of them, where it's like almost like collecting baseball cards.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we spoke about that. That is a super dope idea.
That same exact idea.
That would be cool.
Yeah. And then
I said that I ain't trying to steal your idea,
bro. By the way. And so original MR Mertz?
Yeah, it's Mertz.
Yeah, what is the vocal range of Volt's roar?
Man, I can go low. I can go low with the roar, but I can't go high pitch with it.
That's what's up. All right, so speaking of baseball cards, the card, every time I have a live, I have a physical collectible of the night. And since, I know we were going to show some vintage, I wanted to go and show tonight's card is an original Cy Young card. You can see it's the old school cigarette tea card. It's an oldie. It's an oldie. It's not in mint condition, obviously, but it's in decent condition. So that's tonight's card of the night. So
What's that worth, man? That's an awesome card.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
few
here we
grand.
go. 2206.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Eddie, you
condition is
saw this one?
good. It's good centering and everything.
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah. I have it in a penny sleeve here. You can see it's kind of faded in the back though.
Yeah, it still looks pretty good. I'll be honest. I like it.
Yeah, man. Thanks, bro. So you have some cards with you. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, you guys said you collect cards, so I told you I'd pull my box out for you if you wanted to see some. I mean, it's whatever you want to, however you want to go, what direction you want to go in.
What do you guys think? You guys want to look at some cards right now or ask a few more questions?
Why don't we look at cards while we're asking a few more questions?
Okay, let's look at some cards right now. I like the idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw this one up slowly while y'all are asking questions. This is one I sent off to PSA to get authenticated. If you know who Pee Wee Reese is, he wrote a message on here and it has all his stats. So I'll show you guys while you're talking if I can get to. So I have to where you can see it.
Oh, very
Awesome.
dope.
This on an index card. So I had purchased a shoebox full of index cards from a guy really cheaply, and they had like a Roger Maris in there that sold for $345, but this was also in there.
Very dope. Very dope. That's very nice. And by the way, another question came in the chat saying, Richard R., if vevevolt had a singer perform his roar, who would he want to sign represent the roar?
Man, I got to give a shout out to my homie Random Hero and say Axl Rose.
That's it right there, bro.
You could probably do it too. It'd be a little high pitched, but he'd do it.
Okay, another question in the chat from the biggest bro. What NFT first appearance will be worth more, Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
I'm gonna go
Street Fighter for sure.
Nah, Scorpion
I would
wins.
say Street Fighter.
Scorpion was my dude playing Mortal Kombat.
Damn, man,
Chun-Li,
I lost
who's the main guy in Street Fighter? Blanca, Chun-Li?
You had Ryu, you had Ken, Guile,
Yeah.
Blanca, like you said. I mean, Street Fighter came out first.
That's true.
So, man, that's tough. You know what? Let's all do a vote. I'm gonna vote Street Fighter. vevevolt, who do you say?
I'm going Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. So it's split. Who do you say, Strange?
That's really hard, but I'll go with Mortal Kombat just because they're more relevant to the point where they even have current movies still being made. So I think the IP's a little bigger.
That's true. Good point. Good point. What about you, Eddie? Is it 3-1?
I would say Street Fighter, but personally, I would rather it be Mortal Kombat.
Okay. Mortal Kombat wins. We're gonna give it to Mortal Kombat. I remember walking to the pizzeria to play Street Fighter, man. It's just, I mean, both games are phenomenal, but you're right. The movie wasn't even that bad that came out not too long ago. So, all right. So speaking of movies and whatnot, let's go with shows. What shows were your favorite when you were, growing up, or even now? Give me the, 3 favorite shows of all time, series type things. No cartoons, shows.
The best TV show ever made is Heroes Season 1. That is just
that awesome. Was dope.
Oh my goodness.
That was good.
And I'm kind of into reality show. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I like Big Brother a lot. Sometimes I'll binge on Big Brother, if you know what that is, and Survivor too. Big Brother and Survivor both.
Yeah.
Very dope. Very dope. Yeah, man. Okay, so you all right. So was that 3? You said Heroes, Big Brother, and
Survivor.
That's right. Okay. Heroes was good. I remember that first the last episode I don't want to, I mean, that's so old, but yeah, I remember how it ended with the explosion, whatnot, when he explodes or whatever. And I was like, oh man, what's happening? I remember I was super addicted. So yeah, man, I like that one.
And then they killed it in season 4, and it was just, the last season was so horrible.
Yeah, man. I stopped, I think, after 2.
Yeah. You probably stopped at the perfect time.
I have the Heroes trading card set.
Nice.
No way.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with it.
Hold on to it. Hodl.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold on to it.
Yeah, man.
So my question is, let's still stick to when you was a little young lad. What were like the first things that you felt like you needed to collect, like you really had a passion for?
Man, it was let me see. It was like it was probably Pete Rose cards, because I mean, it really was baseball cards was the only thing I collected. My brother collected comics. He likes to go in the opposite direction, whatever I do. So once I started collecting baseball cards, he started collecting comic books. So I kind of zeroed in on baseball cards. And then I went towards like a particular player, and I liked Pete Rose a lot. And I always thought he was going to be in the Hall of Fame. That didn't work out too well for me. But
He'll get in soon.
I think he should too. I mean, they'll wait till he dies, which is stupid.
Yeah,
but,
right. Yep.
But yeah, I collected a bunch of Pete Rose, and I kind of like to focus on certain players that I like a lot and go after their cards. And then when I got older and had more money, it was Roberto Clemente was my favorite player. So I started collecting his cards.
That's a good one to collect.
Yeah, I like Clemente. He was the man.
Yep. Yes, he was.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So do you have a card to show BB Vault?
Let me show you my best card. How about my best card? Unfortunately, like I had told you guys before the stream started, I recently sold my collection of 200 1958 Topps autographed cards, and I had a Hank Aaron in there, and that was my best card. But I wanted to trade in some of my physical collectibles to invest more into digital collectibles. So that's one that I sold. But one I still own is, you guys probably don't know this guy. He's the most underrated Hall of Fame player in the history of baseball. He's in the Hall of Fame. He was the leadoff hitter for the 1927 Yankees, which a lot of people say is the best baseball team of all time. His name's Earl Combs, and he passed away like in 76 before I was born. And his autograph was really hard to get because the last few years of his life, his wife signed for him, and his wife had noticeably different autographs. So whenever people try to get those authenticated, they fell. And it's one of my, I guess my best one that I have right now. It's authenticated, so that helps.
Man, super dope.
Yes,
super dope. Yeah, I did hear about that.
He was in the 1927 Yankees, so most people think of like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, and they don't really think about him. But he was batting like 350 for 10 years. He had the most home runs ever in World Series, because every time a World Series came by, he was like hitting like 400 every time. He was a killer.
Dang, bro, that's what's up. That is definitely a unique one, and the fact that it's graded, and so it's that much more. Because if it's not authentic, I mean, if it's not graded, people are gonna question whether or not it's authentic.
That's true. And I'm actually in the whole community of the TTM, which is like autograph, and TTM stands for through the mail. And when I saw those that collection of 200 1958 Topps cards, only the Hank Aaron was authenticated, and I think one other, maybe Gil Hodges, and the rest were not. But I'm so well known in that community. I've been in there so long that the guys know me, and they know my collection, and they know everything's authentic. So it wasn't even a question about it. He didn't even look at the cards. He just said, he looked at a couple of them, and he said he knew my collection was good, and I sent it over, even though they weren't authenticated,
Wow. Well, speaking of Pete Rose, I want to show
Let's go.
A Pete Rose autograph, BGS grade. The autograph got a nice 10 on it.
Nice.
Yeah, man, Pete Rose. I do agree that he should be going into the Hall of Fame. We make mistakes, man. He didn't, I think I would vote yes. Go to the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Yep.
He's deserving. Okay, so a question in the chat. By the way, chat. Link, it's pinned, the link to Veve Volt's channel. If for whatever reason you're not subbed, go ahead, it's pinned there. Go sub and hurry back. You don't want to miss any of this juice, man. This is gonna be crazy right here. So a question that came in, and like the video. Where is it? I lost it. There it is. What was the thing that sold you on Veve? The biggest bros asking. What was the thing that sold you on Veve when you were like, yeah, this is it?
First out, shout out to the biggest bro. That's my homie. He's got his own YouTube channel. And sorry, the guys, I don't know why I'm a little blurry today. I have it zoomed out. But the thing that sold me on Veve, because I had already bought only tokens, and people were telling me in the Facebook groups to buy the NFTs, and I wasn't really down to do that because of course you can't get the money back out. But then I found Bud Thompson, and at the time Bud Thompson's spreadsheet was all eBay prices, and I found Crypto Pro, and he was also selling his Veve NFTs on eBay. And I'd been doing eBay for like 10 years. I already had an eBay store, so that's what sold me on being able to pick these up, and if I didn't want to hold on to them, I could sell them on eBay with no problem.
Wow,
That's awesome. And do you get more on eBay than you would on Veve?
So how it works is, and I try to explain this to a few people, let's say you pick up a 1939 comic, and it's not Marvel #1, but 1939 is the first year that Marvel made comics, and that's what gives it the extra value. And you can't explain that when you're selling it in the market on Veve, but if you put it on eBay, you can put that information in the description and the title and explain why that serial number is more valuable, and it might sell easier that way.
Okay.
So are you saying that selling in eBay is still a thing?
That I don't know, because they added a new thing where you had to have the NFT's address to sell on there. And I know that people will still sell in different categories and not use the word NFT so that that prompt doesn't come up. But since we don't have the addresses yet for ours, I don't know that you can sell Veve NFTs on there anymore like we used to be able to. And I haven't done it in a long time. So I'd have to go in there and look.
Okay. Okay. Do you have another card that you would like to share?
Man, I got cards all day. See,
man, let's see another one.
So what I collect is autographed vintage cards. And like I said, TTM stands for through the mail. And I'll send a lot of them off to the players to get signed myself. And they might charge like $10, but it adds like $100 of value to the card. And what I like to do is get the multi-signed one. So if you have like a league leaders card with 3 or 4 players, it's harder to send it to every single player to get it signed. And I have a lot of those. This one is one of my 68. It's got Fergie Jenkins. He's a Hall of Famer. It's got Jim Bunning, former senator and Hall of Famer on it. And all 4 of the guys have signed.
Really nice.
I got a couple of those 68 multiplayer cards that are signed.
Super dope. Super dope. I love it.
I was gonna say I thought I was the only one with a box of index cards signed by by players.
Let's go. That looks just like my old box.
There's got to be there's definitely over 1,000 index cards in here. And there's a lot of old players. Like this is Ewald Pyle from the Brooklyn Dodgers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff in here.
Yeah, man. Eddie's got like a crazy collection. So okay. All right. So we spoke about, a bunch of different subjects already. We even looking at baseball cards. Talk to me about movies, man. You're stranded on an island for the rest of your life. You only can watch 3 movies. And if you pick a movie that has parts, trilogy or whatever, several parts, that counts as 1 movie. Did we lose him?
Neither.
Oh yeah, we lost him. Okay, you know what? What I wanted to show, and I was gonna surprise you guys later on with was, the 4 of us here. We've got me. I'm Joe, just in case nobody knew, and that's Strange there, and that's Fast Eddie P, and that was Veve Volt. Technical difficulties. He'll be back here in a second. Don't sweat it. But look. I wanted to get ahead, the 4 of us. I wanted to share Fantastic Four comic books, some, some that you may be recognized, and this one right here, this last one, Fantastic Four issue 50, is the first appearance of Galactus and Silver Surfer 48. But this one, I was like, you know what? If I was gonna assign a superhero to Veve Volt, I would assign Silver Surfer. I don't know. I don't know. It seemed that he's
Silver Surfer's the man, bro.
Yo, I love Silver Surfer, man.
Yeah, he's the man.
Heck yeah, man. So it looks like he's reconnecting right now. So everybody, we're gonna Veve Volt.
Sorry about that. My whole computer crashed. I have no idea why.
Oh, the good thing is you look perfect now.
Oh, awesome. Fix the blurriness.
There we
go.
Oh
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I was just telling the guys that because it's the 4 of us, I wanted to share a Fantastic Four comic book, a few of them, but specifically this one right here was a close-up of Silver Surfer, because I said if I was going to assign a superhero to you, Veve Volt, I would I would have signed Silver Surfer. I loved Silver Surfer growing up. I have, you know, obviously a bunch of his comic books. So going with that, if you were gonna be a superhero, what superhero would it be?
Ooh, I like Silver Surfer. That's a good one. I don't know. I think I
Bro,
would
he
be him.
shoots
Like,
cosmic rays from his hands and he goes in outer space, bro. I mean,
yeah, he just flat surfs around in the air, does whatever he wants. Yeah, I like that.
so we're going with Silver Surfer. You pick
Yeah,
Silver Surfer?
Yeah, he looks cool too, so I like him.
Oh, heck yeah. Okay, so I did good. Good.
Good call.
So the question I asked before the technical difficulties was the 3 movies that you would watch over and over. And I don't know if you caught this part, but if a movie has several parts, you can pick that movie as one. You know, if it's a trilogy or whatnot.
Man, I don't know if I should pick ones that I've already watched over and over again, but the reason I watched them over and over is because I loved them.
No, yeah, let's go with those, man.
All right, those 2 would be Half Baked and Road Trip.
Thanks.
Road Trip is a good one. Man.
And then there's this one movie, I mention it to people all the time. I encourage you to go watch it. I think it just had a bad title, but nobody's heard of this movie and it's so good. It's called Frailty, Frailty, and it has Matthew McConaughey in it. And it's such a crazy story. If you check that out sometime, it's a really good movie. I'd probably watch that one over and over.
I don't know it. Yeah.
No, nobody knows that movie. And it's got Bill Paxton in it too. It's so good.
Okay. I'm gonna have to make a note of that. Matter of fact, the GALE, we spoke about a show called Black. What, you guys remember Black Mirror? Is it?
Black Mirror.
Yes, Black Mirror. Yep.
So I put on the first episode of it. Have you guys seen that?
No.
I heard it's crazy.
Bro, I put you like this, man. I couldn't even finish the first episode. Okay?
In a bad or good way, you couldn't finish it.
Bro, I mean, I'm just gonna leave it there, bro. And then when you laugh, I mean, when you see it and you start laughing, you're like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah. I heard about that aspect of it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So those are your 3 movies.
I think I got it.
So those are the 3 movies that you would pick. All right, very dope. We have a question in the chat. The biggest bro, with the current market, we can't cash out. What suggestions do you guys have for people making these big trades outside the app?
Man, be careful. First of all, never ever send first. I mean, you got to use an escrow, but nowadays even using an escrow is not even safe because people can like clone your name or pretend they're the person you think they are. That happened in my Discord. So, I mean, I would say just hold on to your stuff and wait till you cash out. We're right around the corner.
Man, for real.
It's too
dangerous. That would be my suggestion too. I never really got into doing all that. So I never have advice for people when they ask.
No, yeah, man. I pump the brakes, just chill. It's gonna happen, man. Just that's what I would say. Like, you know, that's not because you could lose a bunch of money, man. You know? And then I've had people go into the Discord and like, I don't know, ask like, oh, you know, who wants to buy this off of the app? I'm like, man, I don't know, man. I don't suggest any of that. So
somebody today was asking to buy what's it called? To buy somebody else's gems. So I mean, I guess technically you would be all right doing that. I mean,
not at all, fam.
Yeah,
I guess you could be scammed regardless.
Yeah, I guess you. Yeah.
So Vivo, do you have a card to show us?
Always.
Yes.
So yeah, like I said, I like to collect autographed cards. And back in the day, I don't know if you guys are baseball card collectors. I don't know if you remember this, but they always used to say, yeah, get your cards signed, but don't get your rookie cards signed because you're not supposed to write on rookie cards. It devalues them. But nowadays people are actually doing that. So it makes them more scarce because they didn't do it back then. So I collect Hall of Fame rookie cards that are autographed by the players on the cards. So let's see if you can see this.
There's a way bigger market now than there was before.
Yeah, this one's Don
Who's
Sutton.
that, Don Sutton? Nice.
Rookie, and it's got Bill Singer's autograph on it also. I haven't found any other one with both of those autographs on it.
That's nice.
Very dope. Very dope, man. I
Yeah,
love
Don
it.
Sutton was a good picture.
Very dope. So, okay, so we know that you were into baseball cards when you were a kid, and whatnot. But do you remember? I'm curious. Do you remember the very first collectible that you got? I'm assuming it was a baseball card.
The first collectible that I remember is actually a David Robinson basketball card, and it was like a parallel that had a gold border around it. And my brother is actually the one that got it out of a pack, and I had to like trade him like 100 cards to get it, and I finally got it from him. And then like a few weeks later, somebody stole it from me.
Oh,
that was my favorite card for those few weeks, and it was the first one I remember having.
Oh, damn, that's rough.
It was kind of my fault. I left my binder in my classroom one day, and then when I came back to get it, it was gone.
Oh,
you got your whole binder taken?
But I mean, most of it was probably common stuff. I was a little kid.
Yeah, it still sucks, man. It sucks a lot.
It hurt.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, so that was your first collectible. What about your first car? What was your first car?
My first what?
Car, your vehicle, your first car that you purchased.
It was a Cavalier. The year would probably be like 87 or something. It was ugly, but I tell you what, I went and got some big old speakers, and my cousin's a mechanic. I had to make a box for me, and they took up the whole trunk. The trunk rattled. I thought I was so cool. People could hear me from 2 blocks away coming down the road.
Yo, it's funny how that is when you're young and stuff. You do those things, man. Yeah, I did the same thing. With, it's funny.
Nice.
All right, so I'm thinking, you know what? Every couple of questions, let's look at a card. I think that's a good rhythm.
All right, let's see if you guys know this guy. If you've heard of him before, have you heard of Johnny Mize? This is a 53.
Of course.
Yeah.
53 tops. He's autographed by the man himself. Mr. Yankee, I think is what they call him. New York Yankees.
One of my favorite players.
Oh, nice. This is a really good, really clean autograph too. Blue ink, blue Sharpie.
Yeah. Blue ink.
Yep.
Richard R in the chat says 89 Cavalier for me, exact same.
Nice.
30. Oh my God, 3,000 car, 3,500 sound system.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it, man. Hilarious. So okay,
one of my favorite cards that exist is the 1952 Johnny Mize.
Oh yeah. I wish I had that one. That one's worth a lot.
Yeah, I love it. I love that card. It's the horizontal one.
All those 52 cards are really nice. I used to have I had like 5 of them, and they were all in super good condition. I sold them for a ton of money.
Yeah, I have a lot of them.
Nice.
Super dope.
So do you still own any of the stuff that you had when you were a kid?
Man. Nope. Not a thing. I'll tell you what, I was like I said, after college, I went and worked for that baseball card shop guy again. I started collecting again. I built up a good collection of Clementes, and then I was just about to get married, and that's when it's time to put it on Craigslist, get some money up, and it was gone.
Yeah, man. Marriage.
It'll do it.
Yo, Cameron in the
That'll do
it.
Cameron in the building. What's the deal? Australia in the building. Look, like the video. I've got a link in the chat pinned, and it is to vevevolt's channel. Go sub if for whatever reason you're here and you don't know who vevevolt is. Go subscribe. Tons of helpful content on a bunch of stuff. I've learned a lot. We're gonna get into it. Into the details. So bump it. Okay, speaking of that, going with that question that Strange just asked, if you could bring back one toy, you know what, give me one toy, and if you can't, one collectible that you lost through the years, what would it be?
Oh, that's easy. I gotta remember, I don't know his name. I think it's Lion-O, but it's like the cat for He-Man.
Thundercat.
The Thundercat toy.
Yeah.
Man, I used to have that, and it's worth a ton now.
Damn, I used to have Panthro. I had all of them, man.
Yeah, that stuff is expensive now on the eBay. That's eBay gold.
And I keep hearing that the Thundercats are going to come out with a movie, but I don't know. Have you guys heard the same?
Yeah,
That I've heard that for years though.
Yeah, true.
live action movie. Yeah.
Did you guys know that there was a what's it called show on December 7th? What the hell is it called? With Mr. Drummond and we keep talking about it. It's one of our favorite shows as a kid. What you talking about, Willis?
Oh, Different Strokes?
Different Strokes.
Different Strokes. They redid it on December 7th. Did you guys know that?
No.
It aired on December 7th. They redid
without
the whole
Gary
thing.
Coleman? So how are they gonna do it without Gary Coleman?
No, they switched everybody. Like Jennifer Aniston played the girl. I can't remember. They were all big stars though that played. I don't know much about it. I heard it on the fan today, on sports radio. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, look into it.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Let's take a look at a card. You have a card handy? Yeah. Let's see.
Always. I definitely watched Different Strokes when I was growing up. All right, you guys know I'm big on pictures. Pictures are my favorite to collect. This is let's see if we can get it up here. Do you know who Gaylord Perry is? 62 Topps.
That's nice.
This one's signed by, I sent this one off to Mr. Perry and myself, his rookie card, and he signed it with the Hall of Fame inscription.
Wow.
Very nice. Very nice. By the way, chat, if you have any questions that you want me to ask, I'll ask it. A matter of fact, there's a question that came in. Original Mertz here. It says, if he does mint the Roar, how many editions, a first appearance, ultra rare, the whole breakdown?
I don't even understand what Mertz is talking about right now.
So all right. So what is the most valuable collectible that you own in? I want to know. I mean, if it's okay, on Veve and in the physical.
On Veve has got to be the Todd now, of course. It used to be the Pride, but I sold that for cash, and now the Todd is about caught up with the Pride. And then the physical collectible, like I said, I sold my 58 Hank Aaron that was signed by him, but that Earl Combs that I sold you earlier, I think is worth about $400 or $500. I'm more of I have a lot of cards that are worth 100, 200, but I don't have any that are worth like 1,000 right now.
Okay.
So last time you looked, what was the Todd at?
6.2K.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it should touch 7 real shortly.
Man, I know somebody was saying I'm selling at 10K. I'm like, that's like a month away. Just be patient.
Just keep pumping it, because for some reason I think every time you say something, it happens. So just keep saying, keep pumping it.
Man, when the
mouse and it went down.
Right. I got an ultra rare Mickey Mouse, right? And at one point I was thinking of selling it and picking up the Todd and picking up, because I would have a little bit extra and picking up some other stuff. And I didn't pull the trigger. And I was like, no, let me sit on this. I think, and then look, I'm like, oh.
I have a lot of those. I didn't pull the trigger moments.
Yeah. Like, oh, man. It's tough. It's tough. So, okay. So what about, I know we talked a lot about value and whatnot. What about like emotional ties, sentimental value? What is an item that you have that's, a collectible that has the most emotional tie? And if it's a digital asset, that counts too.
Man, okay, yeah, it would probably have to be a physical collectible. I'm a big Raleigh Fingers fan. I collected him when I was a kid, really young, and I always looked in the baseball card case. I saw the rookie card. It was probably only like 30 or 40 bucks maybe, but it was way out of my range when I was a kid. And then when I started collecting again, I started collecting Raleigh Fingers cards again. And then I got a really nice rookie card of his, and I sent it off to the other two guys first, and then I sent it off to Raleigh, and I got all 3 of them signed. It was actually the first multiplayer card that I got signed, completed from beginning to end, and I still own that one. So that'd probably be number 1.
What was that? 69, right?
69. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. And
Do you have his autograph?
Yeah, there's actually, I have a lot of Raleigh Fingers autograph. There's actually a little story behind this card. The other two guys don't charge. And if you don't send money to them, they sign it in a different place. So it doesn't, they're not all lined up. But if you do send them money, they all sign it perfectly like I did on mine. Because I always send these guys money and they're all in the same spot with the same type of E.
Nice.
There's Raleigh Fingers.
Yeah, they hooked it up.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. That is nice.
So I know your son is into Veve, which I think is dope. That was like, I don't know, just rubbed me the right way when I tuned into the channel, and it was like I could hear him in the background going for the drops. This was like, first time the comics were out and all of that stuff.
Yep.
So my question is, does your family outside, I guess, outside of your son, do they know that you're into the hobby, and Veve? Like, what do they think about it? And what does your son even think about it? Like, does he have a full understanding? Like, yo, this could blow up, next couple of years. Like, what is his feelings on it?
Well, it's a lot to do with what you were talking about. And a lot of people have said that to me. Also, they liked having him going for the drops as well. And he was in the background getting them. And back then he was getting like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Nowadays, he don't like it no more because he can't even get one. And even if he gets one, he ain't happy about that. He didn't get 7 or 8 of them. He won't even go for drops anymore. Every once in a while he will. If it's something he likes, I can get him to go for comics sometimes. But because of that, he can't get the 7 or 8 or 10 anymore. He don't like that at all. And I did tell my mom about my YouTube channel a while back, and I gave her the link, and I didn't think she'd ever watch it or anything. And a couple of weeks ago, she like called me on the phone after a stream, was like, I was watching your stream, and then she's telling me all this stuff about you need to be looking at the camera and give me all these tips. I couldn't believe this. The most amazing thing happened on Tuesday, just yesterday. She sent me a text and she said, I bought my first NFT today. And then she said, what's your Discord link? I was like, what? I thought she had gotten the drop, and she said she bought one of the common comics off the market for 16 gems. So she didn't do very well, but she's learning.
Wow.
That's awesome.
She bought that without you guiding her through the process?
Not at all. She hadn't asked me any questions at all about it. She's a big Pokemon Go player. Her husband that she married recently is into all these role-playing games. So they play World of Warcraft and Pokemon Go. So I told her that she would like this. And sure enough, after watching a few of my streams, she downloaded the app and she's getting them herself now. I want her to start getting some drops.
Hold up. Veve, your mom's plays World of Warcraft. She plays WoW?
Dude, man, I try to play WoW with my mom. She's way better than me. She crushes me. But I played for a little bit. I got into it for a few months, and but she's like top level. Her and her husband played all the time.
Yo, I played hard for a few years. Hard, man. What did you play? Do you remember what class? Or
I know what I played. I was a druid healer, and even when you could dual spec, I was like, nah, I'm just a healer. That's what I do. I'm healing. I ain't doing nothing else. I turn into a tree and I heal everybody. That's it. That's what I do.
Yo, that game right there is like crack. It's crack, man. Man, it's no joke. I see that people going into games like World of Warcraft and spending money on different things. You can literally just buy gold, and then you've got NFTs. You got the whole Veveverse coming, metaverse, and if people are immersed in that environment and spending money, you already know that that's going to be next level.
Absolutely.
So yeah, man. So what about so we asked about the collectible that you had the most emotional tie. Strange, were you good with your question?
Sounds like you answered it. I mean,
you're good. Okay. You didn't have a follow-up on that?
Nope.
Okay, bet. So
I want to say I like Dokta Strange's shirt, man. Every time it switches to him, that shirt is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yep.
Man, he sent me one. He surprised me and sent me one.
Nice.
Man, that thing is fire. Love it. And I wear a lot of comic shirts, and that was one that I didn't have, surprisingly. So love it. So all right, so talk to me, man. A grail. What is your, in honor of Crypto Pro, I'm calling it the Holy Grail. What is your Holy Grail collectible that you would like to get? You know what? Give me both. Give me something digital and something physical.
Man, that's easy for both of them. Physical is definitely a card signed by Mr. Clemente, which, man, that's super hard to get. It's worth the time.
Very hard.
And then the digital is definitely the Steve Pugh Harley Quinn. That's the one I've always wanted. I don't know if I'll ever afford one, probably not, but I think it looks great, and maybe one day, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Roberto Clemente, for sure, for sure. Speaking of, I've got a 1950.
He's got such an awesome signature too.
Ooh,
Well, this is not, yeah, for sure. But you can see his signature right there. But you know, this is not legit autographed.
Yeah,
that's an awesome card at 55 tops.
You know,
it's his rookie card.
Yeah, man. So, you know, it definitely. You know what? That's something that I would love to get too, for sure.
Yeah, Roberto Clemente autograph is like, yeah, grail.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's a question in the chat. Minnesota NFTs. You ever gonna drop a song with Non-Fungible Wonderful?
He's actually working on an album right now, and there's a song on there called vevevrop. But I'm not in it or anything, not that I know of, unless he did some sampling of my streams. But he did say he was making a song about me and naming it vevevrop. I haven't heard anything about it besides that, but coming soon, maybe.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I've spoken to Non-Fungible Wonderful, and hopefully we're trying to get him on the show. Hopefully soon. We can happen. It'll happen.
Nice.
Okay,
so I know you said you got into Omi before the actual Veve collectibles, which I think is interesting how that happened to some people. You know, and it seems like a lot of you guys were in Facebook groups, and that's how you heard about Veve. And I know I definitely slacked off from Facebook myself like 6-7 months ago, so that's probably why I was a little late to the party. I was mainly in the, you know, Twitter world. But I guess I want to get an idea of I guess how much Omi you might own, or even like what other cryptos you are invested in, or are you just trying to really focus and funnel everything into Omi right now and the collectibles of Veve?
All right, so yeah, all of my OG subscribers who are in the chat have probably heard this sad story many times, but I guess I'll tell it to you guys. My Omi story is a sad one. I did get into Omi first before I got into collectibles or anything. I had saved up some money. I took out like 5% of every check for many, many years, and I brought it all out, and I decided I'm going to learn about cryptocurrency. And Omi was like the one that I went towards. And I went in it when it was like at 1 cent, and I got up to about 500,000 Omi tokens. And somehow or another, I wrote down the wrong trust wallet seed phrase. I don't know how that's possible because I only had one trust wallet, but apparently that was the wrong seed phrase. So whenever I had to factory reset my phone, I lost all those Omi tokens, and it kind of soured me on cryptocurrency in general. But by then I was already into the NFTs, and I like them a lot because it's like collecting. It's kind of like collecting cards. So I wanted to keep on with that. And I didn't really want to get into crypto that much anymore. But once it went down really low, Omi was down to like under 0.003. I did go ahead and pick up another bag. I think I'm up to like 300K is all I own, which is not a ton. But when it comes to, do I want to buy some more Omi? It's like, nah, I'd rather buy some more gems.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. That would make me upset too, that experience.
Yeah, that would definitely turn me off as well.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, I definitely had some tuition fees that I paid when I was first trying to figure out all of the, you know, buy XLM over here and transfer it to this wallet and from the wallet. So, oh, wait, let me set up an account over here on this website. Then I got to transfer it over there. But wait, if you don't add a memo note, you lose everything. What are you talking about? And then it's just supposed to be one of the most secure, trackable things. And it's like, okay, well, how are dudes getting jacked in a Discord with Omi, but nobody can find it if things are so secure? You know what I'm saying? So I understand what they say about crypto and blockchains and all of that, but sometimes, you know, the security does come through, and then sometimes it seems like it doesn't, you know?
Right, so. Absolutely. Yeah, and I don't like how if you lose your password, the money it still exists, but nobody has access to it. It's just in the air and nobody can touch it. That makes me mad. I want my money back.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a question in the chat. The biggest bro is asking, what do you guys think of apps like Recur, Nifty, the Terra Virtua? Can there be competition, or must Veve Microsoft them all?
Nah, I think there's definitely gonna be competition no matter what. Even if they swallowed all those up, there'd be some new ones that popped up. So I don't think that matters at all. It's just all about who has the best. Really, it's going to be about who has the best metaverse in the future. We don't even know who's going to have the best metaverse. We're kind of banking on Veve, knowing that if they have the power and the money and the know-how to get the IP that they've got so far, they're probably going to be the ones with the best metaverse too.
Yeah, man.
I mean, we're hoping so. At the same time, you got Meta with the amount of personnel and resources that I don't think Veve has. So all we could hope for is that someone like Facebook/Meta, if they are able to be like dominant in that space, that they're at least trying to be super accommodating and keep it still, socially friendly to the point where they're trying to, work with everybody, keep it to where it's like a main hub or something. You know what I'm saying?
From what I hear, they are.
Right. Right.
They
That'll be the smartest thing to do.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Not come off like a competitor, but come off like a champion of the new space and the new community, and trying to help everyone, trying to be the bridge.
Right.
To the
It's
gap.
the best way to make money. The other way around,
right.
you would cut your nose off to spite your face.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the original merch is talking about started a 52-week goal, depositing 100 a week. 5,200 worth of OMI at the end of the year, roughly $14 a day. I mean, when you go eat out for lunch, that's about that, or close to it. You add up breakfast and lunch. You just pack.
It's a pack of cigarettes in New York.
Oh yeah. You could just sacrifice something, and after 1 year, I like that strategy.
Yep.
So do we have a card that we can look at, Veve?
For sure. I think I showed you guys this one before we went live, but my man Lou Whitaker, he's not in the Hall of Fame yet either. A lot of people think he will. This one's got 4 guys on it. I had to send it to each one of them. This Dave Augustine guy in the corner, when I sent it to him, he got one of the cards lost. It had a Jim Rice rookie. Also, I sent it to him because he's on that card too. And somehow the Jim Rice rookie fell out. So I had to send a new one to Jim Rice and get it signed again and start all over. So I'm not a big fan of Dave Augustine, but Lou Whitaker's on there. I am a big fan of Sweet Lou. That one's signed by all 4. I think it's worth about 150 to 200, I would say.
Man. The camera, for whatever reason, got blurry again. Oh, man.
Oh, because I see sometimes when I do this, it does it.
Oh, yeah. You know what? It's probably the focus. It gets a little out of whack.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
So come back.
So, with NFTs, if it'll probably come back.
All right.
You know what? Maybe we need to look at another card. Let's look at another card.
Boom. You guys probably never heard of this guy. He lives in Cuba, so his cards are really hard to get. It's a 55 Bowman. He always signs sincerely on it. His name is Sandy Consuegra. Another really good pitcher. He's not a Hall of Famer, but like I said, sometimes when these vintage cards, a guy passes away in the 60s or the 70s, it's really hard to have a card signed by him because you didn't have a long time to get it signed. So it's worth more, even though he wasn't a big name player at the time.
It's amazing because there's no comps on a lot of the stuff from the 50s and 60s. Some of the autographs that I've had in the past, there's just no comps.
Yeah, you can't find them.
They're that rare.
You can set your own price.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, Eddie, real quick, mention that Herman Hill.
Oh yeah, I have a 1970 Herman Hill autograph. I don't know if you know who Herman Hill is. He was on the Twins. He actually passed away. He played his rookie year. I think he played something like 68 games or something like that. And then during the offseason, he died. He was swimming and had some type of accident and drowned. So yeah, it's one of my my big cards.
Yeah, those ones are really rare. Yeah, do you know about Steve Olin and Tim Cruz? I had a couple of 1990 cards signed by them. They two pitchers that passed away during spring break. Oh yeah, yeah, I think I've heard of this card.
Yeah, I put it on eBay one time, and I put it for very low. I didn't know what it was, and somebody tried to buy it, and I had a whole. There's a long story, but I winded up keeping it and researching it and finding out what it was. And then people messaged me after that. The offers went up to like 4,500, but I'd like to just keep it and get it authenticated and slabbed first.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
A question came in on the chat. Minnesota NFTs is asking, buy digital land. You buy any digital land? What is your stance on it? So it's two questions. Do you buy digital land?
Right.
Then, what's your stance on it?
So my whole thing with digital land has been I wanted to kind of wait to see either who the leader is going to end up being in digital land, because there's so many different competitors, Defunct Land and Sandbox and all that. And I figured, veveverse is probably going to be the leader, and Veve is what I'm into. So I'm waiting for Veveverse to buy land. But then recently I found out about Infiniverse, and that's on the Oculus Quest, which is owned by Facebook, which is doing Meta, of course. And in Infiniverse, you can buy these buildings. So I started buying these. I put about $50 into it. And you buy a building and you'll buy the penthouse and it'll be one floor. But then if somebody buys a floor below you, your penthouse is now worth money. So it's worth more money. So now I came back like 5 days later and my $50 is now worth like 150. So I cashed out some of those and then bought a bunch more penthouses. And I see other people making YouTube videos about it now. And I think it's kind of starting to buy land in the metaverse, the meta for Facebook, but they don't call them NFTs. So I don't know exactly if it's the same thing, but it seems like it's growing really fast, and that's the only land I bought so far.
You see, if it's on the blockchain, I'm interested. If it's not, if it's closed, and I don't think I'm interested.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
I'm just learning about it, but it looks cool. It looks promising.
Yeah, very interesting.
I think that's part of the whole thing, though. Is it's just like only like there's a whole bunch of people that's like, oh, if it's not on Coinbase, I'm not messing with it.
True.
But by the time it's on Coinbase, you're not going to be paying what we're paying right now by going through the
later.
Right. So everything is commensurate with everything. By the time it's easy for you and it looks like everything is a go, it's going to be more expensive. So the people that
I would imagine that the scammers have a great plans for selling the real estate, fake real estate in the metaverse. That would be a little scary to me. I'd have to really, really research it.
It's the same way as Veve though, but Veve at least has a closed system already. You know what I'm saying? And yet people are still getting scammed because they want to do too much. So in that situation, I look at it as the same way. Like, just do what's available and chill out. Like, people are always trying to do way too much, and that's when they get scammed.
So, talk to me about. Obviously, we're talking about the metaverse, Veveverse, and whatnot. What do you specifically Veveverse? How do you see it in a few years? I don't know, 5 years down the line.
Man, I don't know. I try to imagine going by what they say in AMA sometimes, and it seems like they're saying you can drive the DeLoreans around. So in that case, I'm thinking, all right, we're gonna have our own houses set up where our vaults will be, and then we'll have vehicles where we can drive to other houses and maybe to like meeting centers and stuff. And maybe you can build your house up from there. And where your land is, what's most valuable is going to be like next to the Disney building or the Marvel building. I'm assuming it's going to be like that.
Yeah, I know. I'm very curious to see how it's going to be. A question in the chat is predictions on the biggest drops this year.
Pokemon.
That's it, man. Everybody's hyped. Everybody's hyped for Pokemon. I'm not a Pokemon collector. My kids are into Pokemon. I don't know much about it, but man, it is a huge IP, huge brand, huge.
Yeah, and sports is really the big one for me. I don't know a lot about Pokemon either. I played Pokemon Go a little bit when it first came out because my kid liked it. So I know all the season 1 characters from that. But so I'm not a huge Pokemon guy. I don't know anime at all. I know a lot of people are excited about anime coming, but I think sports would be huge if we get any sports at all, even if it's just like soccer, or even if we just get like figurines of baseball players. Anything with sports is going to bring a whole new audience into the app, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, all right. So you know what? Back to non Veveverse stuff. I know we spoke about cartoons, movies, and whatnot. So what can we talk? You know what? Let's talk about some crypto. What are your favorite cryptos?
Omi tokens, and that's about it. I don't really know crypto anymore. I mean, when I first got into Coinbase, while I was learning about it, I put a little money into I'd have to think now. I don't even know them. There's one that starts with a C that's real popular, everybody's talking about, and I did put some money into that at the beginning, make like 200 off of it right when I hit Coinbase. And then I put some money into Uniswap, not Uniswap itself, but the coin Uni, and I made a little bit off of that. But there's nothing that I'm really focusing on like in the future. If I had some extra money, I might look closer into XLM because people talk about it all the time, and maybe I would never buy like Doge or anything like that. But I'd have to like really, really study it and look at the white paper and be really convinced that this was a good project to purchase coins for. Maybe like TVK, because I like Terra Virtua a little bit, but it would have to be something probably connected with the NFTs, because cryptocurrency to me is like buying stocks. It's kind of a long game.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So speaking of investing and whatnot, what are some of your best, or give me one or two, whatever, best returns on investment and worse? It's something that you just lost your, what?
All right, let's see. Best would be it would probably be, there's a couple of them. One of them was a guy that lived over in Louisville and put an ad on Craigslist a couple years ago that he was moving to Florida because he got a divorce and he was a sports collector. And I went over to his house and he sold me 150 jerseys of different sports: baseball, basketball, soccer. And it was like $500. And I sold them all one by one on eBay and just made a ton off of those. And then when I started with autographs, was some guy in New York was selling his grandfather's collection, and I had been buying vintage cards from him, non-autographed, and he kept trying to sell me these autographed cards, and I didn't believe they were real or anything. And finally, he convinced me that they were, and I think I paid $1,300 for 1,500 autographed baseball cards. And in order for him to give me that deal, he had to give me the whole shoebox full of index cards that were signed also for free. And in that shoebox, like I said, was the Roger Maris index card, which is really valuable. I think, like I said, I sold that for over $300. So, I mean, I think the index card box itself paid for the whole collection. And then the collection just had ridiculous stuff in it. Like I was talking about earlier, Steve Olin and Tim Cruz are two pitchers from 1990 who passed away in spring training camp. And he had like tons of cards signed by those guys because he was sending them off to get signed at that time. And those cards sell for like $100 each as well.
What the hell? That is a banger right there. Mucho caliente fine right there. I love those two. Yo,
I still have a ton of stuff from that collection. Like he had, if you know who Marge Schott is, if you're like Pete Rose, you probably know who Marge Schott is. He had like 5 cards signed by her and her dog. She always signed with her dog. And like Bart Giamatti, who passed away in 1989, he had some 1987 cards signed. Those went for $200 each. I had 6 of them.
Oh nice. My God, that is phenomenal. Nice find. Thanks. It's worthy of show us a card, man. I need to see a card. Let's see, man. That was a phenomenal find.
Let me pick out a guy that you guys will actually know. How about Big Unit, Randy Johnson?
Oh, Randy Johnson.
And this has his vintage autograph. He stopped signing this way after his rookie year. So this was signed his actual rookie year. He has a whole different autograph now.
Oh, that right there is nice. I love it. I love autographs. So having his first version of his autograph is extra rare. Super.
Yeah, I like those. I like when guys have vintage autographs and you can verify that it actually is them and that they changed their autograph through their career.
That is
dope. Like Mantle.
Yep.
Very dope. Love it.
Those early Mantle autographs are worth a pretty penny right now.
Oh yeah.
So I have a statement and a question that came in on the chat, and the first one is saying original merch is saying that the easily see big home developers taking over the veveverse and using the platform to display model homes instead of open houses. Now you can just check out on the veveverse. And I just wanted to add a statement to that. It's so funny because the other day my wife is telling me about she's looking at a house. And she's like, you got to look at this virtual tour, which, you know, you click, you've seen those, you click and you can pan around 360. And then a little pop-up came up and said, this, you can do this with your Oculus. I was like, wait, what?
Nice.
So, I mean, I didn't mess with it, but the fact that I would be able to put on my Oculus and check it out, I was like, man, so definitely agree with that. They're already doing it with the whole Oculus setup. And Minnesota NFTs.
I was gonna say I could see it happening, but I just don't know about like through Veve per se. But you know, with them making that statement that they want to kind of be the Walmart of NFTs, I mean, that's a little different than being like, oh, we want to be the Walmart of the metaverse. But you know, I see Facebook as somebody being more of a facilitator or something like that. Or what I honestly see the future being is there being no more computers, really, how we use them. I definitely don't think we're going to be going to .com type of websites forever. I think everything's going to be more like a portal. Like you would just direct yourself to whatever general stuff you're going into, and it's just portal after portal. You know what I'm saying? You just keep selecting, and then it just funnels you into specifically what store or brand you're looking for. And then whatever metaverse they're in is where you kind of go. I'm thinking, you know, but
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got a question. What for somebody brand new to the app, and they're like, where do I start? I want to be able to invest in these NFTs. Where do I start?
You know, if you're a collector, I think a good idea to start if you're just getting into the app would be stamps, because you can buy the stamp, the whole set of the first set and the second set, and you're going to be able to keep buying all the stamps that get released pretty cheaply, and you'll be able to own every set that Veve has ever released, even though you got in kind of late. Every stamp, I'm sorry, that Veve ever releases.
I like that. And a question that came in on the chat is, what do you think is the biggest issue with the Veve app right now?
Ooh, multi-accounters, people who have like probably like 10 phones, or they get, I mean, I guess it's all right if you got all your friends coming over, as long as everybody's got their own phone. But I know some people, like, they'll get a drop, they'll hit a drop, they'll sell it off app, get $100 and go buy another phone with that $100, get the next drop, use that money, buy another phone, and just, they probably got like 20 phones. And then they have, I mean, they get the bots and stuff because they can't click them themselves. I guess you would have to have a bot to get that many phones. Well, really, they're probably just getting people around the neighborhood and giving them $10, you know, just give the kids around the neighborhood $5 to do 2 phones, one in each hand.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people have a lot of accounts.
I could see that, but I would think that leaves too much up to chance, number one, like hoping that all these people are available during a drop, hoping all these people know timing, they're going to time it right. Like for all that work and paying them $5 to $10, I might as well get a bot. Not that I would, but if a person's sitting up here getting 20 phones, they might as well seal the deal and get bots, you know, and I think that's what happened. But like I've been saying, my theory on it since the beginning of when people were sitting here like, oh, I'm going to get 2 phones, I'm going to do this. And I was seeing people manually, you know, with their fingers and hands spread across multiple devices. I'm like, some of these same people were the ones that were saying there's bots around. You know, this is in the early days before there was a lot of proof that there were bots. But I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, I'm one dude with one phone. I've been on this app since March. I never had problems really with drops. I don't get them all, but you know, even when I knew about the height of bots, I'm still successful. You know what I'm saying? Without it. So the same people that were complaining about bots, though, were the same people using like 4 devices. And I'm like, you are a bot, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was before, you know, we were seeing like 20 phones being used, but, you know, I was seeing footage of like 5 devices and bot, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, you're the bot, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same difference. Like, and I'm still beating people and still getting what I got to get most of the time. So why would I complain? You know what I'm saying? Like, but now it's on a different level. I personally feel like it, you know, but things are
Yeah,
supposed
man.
to change, you know.
For sure, for sure. So if you could be rich, but you had to work or run a business, what would it be? What kind of job or what kind of business would you run?
Man, put me in the NBA. Do I have to be good?
Man, you can ride the bench, whatever you want to do.
Oh, that's the best one right there. Ride the bench in the NBA. That's the dream job right there.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Do you happen to have any NBA cards to show?
I mean, in my room I do, but I didn't bring any cards with me. I got a couple that aren't autographed. Like you guys probably like this guy. This is one I sent off to get graded. I think only 5 others have ever been graded. It's a Capture the Action Ken Griffey Jr. Here's the label on it, but it's the refractor.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't even put this one on eBay because there's no comps for it. I can't figure out how much it's worth. And like I said, the PSA, what's it called? Population report is 5 on it. And I think it's graded a 9. Yeah, it's a 9.
The pop is 5?
I got one here that's a pop 1. It's the only one ever graded. It's a Ken Griffey Jr. It's a Thunder Run. They used to be really hard to find. It's 1999. This last year was the Mariners, and it's the only one graded pop 1.
Bro, I mean, I'm thinking that this is the most valuable that you may have.
I don't know the price. I mean, you can't comp those, so I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, a lot. They are expensive though. Those very rare '90s inserts are doing
Griffey's
very well.
People love Griffey.
Yeah, and Griffey, especially Griffey.
And it's Griffey.
Yeah.
When you talk about baseball, the '90s inserts, you're talking Griffey, Jeter, Chipper Jones, a couple of others that are worth you know money.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And you know what? And it's crazy how that is, because we don't know what it's worth, but then you could, somebody may be willing to pay $1,500. He's a Ken Griffey connoisseur, you know. They collect
or somebody that wants to put together that set.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and then you know what, I'll put down a you know, 2 G's because you know what, I need this. You know, you never know, bro. Definitely that's some straight fire right there. And
I have a lot of good basketball cards. I have big collections of Olajuwon, the '90s guys. I got big collections of Stockton. I got big collections of Malone. I think my best basketball card is the Lonzo Ball rookie autographed, because he's been going up lately. The value of that's been going up.
Yeah,
the Bulls have been doing real well, and he's actually been doing well. So
I pulled that one out of the pack too.
Oh, very nice, very nice. So I want to mention something. We were just briefly talking about the bots, right? And I want to mention something. I remembered a comment that I got recently in one of my videos saying it was like a laughing face. It was just emojis. It was just a laughing face and like this, like, yeah, right, that you can get, that you can be successful on VV drops. And I, you know, whatever, I didn't even respond, and because I've seen it firsthand, you know, thanks to Strange, thanks to yourself sharing these tips. And it's so funny, you know. I didn't even acknowledge it, and it's just like people are like, it's impossible. I'm curious now, do you get the same kind of, you know, comments? But obviously you probably just show them like, yo, it's
yeah, possible. They just got to watch the stream.
Right.
In the stream though, I still hear people say it. They're impossible to get. They're impossible to get. I'm like, just watch right here. But I mean, if you look at the Facebook groups, they're the worst. If you go to the VV Facebook group, they're all, and everybody in there says it's impossible to get drops. You just have to buy on the market. Don't even try, because they're not even trying, because they're not going to YouTube and finding all the tips and all the stuff you need to know to get the drops. Not even just techniques like Spacegate and stuff, but also stuff like turning all the other apps off, resetting your phone, resetting your router, because that little stuff actually helps when it comes to get these drops.
Yeah,
man. I mean, it was crazy. I was kind of, the first time that you dropped the suggestion about turning on airplane mode, you didn't give us the extra little tidbit of like turn your Wi-Fi back on. So I turned it on, and then I'm like, and it was real close to the drop. So I'm like, yo, my Wi-Fi is gone. I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm not experimenting with this right now. So then like the next drop came, and then from then on, every time you make a point to be like, turn your Wi-Fi
Yes,
back
he
on,
does.
blah,
Yeah.
blah.
I was
So,
gonna say.
so my man Joe over here hooked me up with the beautiful app. Because at first I was like going to these different websites to try and test the ping and test the speed and all this stuff. You know, trying to figure out, is Wi-Fi faster? Is 5G? Is 4G faster? What the hell? Because I just got the new S21 at the time. But man, yeah, it's just a lot, man. It's a lot of different tips and tricks. And I gotta say, once I was able to track the speed of everything, I gotta say, having airplane mode on, it made a big difference in the amount of speed, man. I can't say it's translated to necessarily more success or not, because I'm still like hitting at like 50, 60%, you know, but I could literally see through that app though that the speed is faster, you know, like I get it's, you know, the speed of how fast your button is, you know, you're clicking a button and it's registering and flowing through the whole network and all that good stuff.
And there was a question that came in the chat a while ago, and I just, Strange, you just reminded me. They wanted to know what was our success rate. And I would say I'm with Strange. I'm like 50, 60% after I incorporated all these tricks from vevevolt. You know, the helpful tips that vevevolt has shared on being successful on VV drops has definitely, and also you, Strange, have definitely helped me out. So I don't know if you wanted to share any more information on that, vevevolt.
My success rate, I know that I did a video recently where I went through every comic drop, because that's when I first started streaming them. So I had that information. I compiled the stats to see what my percentage was, and it was at 67% so far. And if I went through my whole career on VV, there was a time there for, you know, 2 or 3 months, it was 100%. I got every single drop. It was the clock gate days. I mean, I got like sub 1,000 every single drop. So that brought my statistics way up. And then there was a time like just a couple of weeks ago where I went 6 drops in a row. I got nothing. And it was right after I had reinstalled my app, and I deleted my app and reinstalled it again. And the very next drop I hit. So I think I might've got a bad installation that time or something.
Very
Yeah, you were saying how you uninstalled your app and reinstalled it. You know, it's been working out a little better.
Yep.
I was getting so sad for you, man. I was about to start donating stuff to you, man, and be like, yo, this is not for a giveaway, fam. Hold this down. I was getting really discouraged, man.
Yeah, I mean, I can't expect to get every single drop though. I can't do stuff like put it in airplane mode. I can't use my Ethernet adapter. I'm streaming too, so it's gonna slow me down a little bit. So I'm surprised I get as many as I still do.
Yeah,
a
man,
lot of people should take that into account too, to think about how many resources are being drawn away from you. You got Braylon keeping the Xbox on. He's not even playing it. You got a lot going on. You're streaming live, and then you're still hitting the buy now button and able to show them in real time that you're hitting. So how can people say it's impossible to hit during the drops? Man got his resources being drained and is still hitting on drops.
You're right. You're right. It's so funny though. You know, you get comments though. People they swear they know, and it's like,
Exactly.
oh, come on, man. So all right, I want to keep you. I got a few more questions. I want to look at a few more cards. I forgot to ask you if we were good to go a little bit past 11. Would that be okay?
It's funny because if you would have asked me maybe a few hours ago, maybe like 10 hours ago, I would have told you no, but they actually called, even though it ain't snowing outside yet, apparently it's supposed to snow so much tonight that they already canceled school for tomorrow. So the kids already playing Oculus. I'm letting them stay up tonight. So I'm good to go for a while. Apparently we got a blizzard coming. We're supposed to get like 3 to 5 inches. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but they canceled school already. So, I mean, there ain't no snow on the ground or nothing. So I guess they know.
Yeah, we're supposed to get hours on Friday, Thursday night through Friday. We're supposed to get hours.
Oh
I guess that's the same.
Yep.
Man, okay. All right, so we won't go too much longer, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. All right, so favorite car. We're gonna change gears right now. Somebody was gonna give you a car. You can pick any car you want. Which car, automobile would it be?
I really want a Tesla.
A Tesla.
I do.
You know, I heard there was a report on the news of people purposely keying Teslas because people are just hating on the Teslas.
It's kind of funny here in Indiana because like for a whole year, it was me and my kid would always yell if we see a Tesla. We wouldn't yell, but we'd like, look, it's a Tesla. And we'd always see the same one for like a full year. That's one lady would drive around with her white Tesla. And then like in the last couple of months, now we're seeing like 4 or 5 all the time. So I guess they're getting more popular around here.
Yeah. The Cybertruck is crazy.
I want to see a Cybertruck on the road one day. I'll freak out.
Oh, it's so sick. Oh my God.
Like
they got them out there in Nassau, Eddie?
No, I haven't seen one on the road yet. I had just seen it in like, you know, on the news and on the internet. But it's so ridiculously sick.
Man. So look, we're in overtime right now. We've got VV Vote for a few more minutes. We've got snowstorm. Things are raining.
Off the rails.
Yo, we're gonna go crazy. But before we go crazy, drop a like. I got a link to his YouTube channel for whatever reason. If you're not subbed to his channel, go. It's already pinned on the chat. Go subscribe because this is about to go down. It's about to go crazy right now. Okay.
Rapid fire.
All right. Favorite food. What do you like to eat?
Pizza with pineapple and pepperonis.
Oh my God.
It's my jam.
You're the first person I've ever heard that say that.
Not even ham and
New York.
Pepperoni and pineapples. It's good.
In New York, everybody hates on it, man. I don't know why.
Yep.
Love it.
Because we like original New York pizza, man. You don't need nothing on it.
Right.
Yeah.
When your pizza's bland, that's why you got to add all this extra stuff, jumping over here and hitting you with this spicy. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I have tried it, no pork on it, but it's not bad, man. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm like Strange. I don't eat pork. But when I did, oh man, heck yeah. Definitely loved pepperoni and all that. It's so funny because sometimes my kids, some of them like pepperoni on their pizza. So if there's an old pizza in the fridge and I want to eat it, I'll peel the pepperoni off and I'll eat it and I still can kind of taste it. And I'm like, oh, you got me messed up right now.
Bro, that's why as where I was just raised not eating it, it's almost like you can't get away from that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like, and I hate to say this to my pork lovers, but one of my brothers, D Best, you guys know him, he compares it because we're real particular. So sometimes, when you order in places like Burger King, all this stuff, sometimes they make these signature burgers. Like I want the burger, but I don't want the bacon. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes they mess up and they still put bacon on it, right? So being that we've been through so much, we'll literally crack it open and check the sandwich right then and there because there's no point waiting till you get home and you still got bacon. So, we've had people literally be like, can you just take the bacon off? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, can you unremove shit from a sandwich? If I shit on your sandwich and then take the shit off, okay, the shit isn't there no more. So I guess it's fine now. That's how we almost equate it because it's still going to mess with your stomach. All them juices and greases is going to tear you up, bro.
I know, especially if you don't eat it. Yeah, man, you're right, man.
So you can't.
For sure.
I don't play the peel-off game. I don't play the, it was there, let me just take it. Nah, bro, I've been through so much, man. I've gotten sick from a friend of mine. You know how it is in New York. You got your deli spots, you know what I'm saying? You go in there with your boy, you order your breakfast sandwiches. He ordered, bacon, egg, and cheese. I ordered egg and cheese. Bro, just from my eggs being cooked next to his bacon, I got sick, bro.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Okay, all right, so we got the food. We got the pineapple. We got pepperoni on the pizza. Delicious. All right. 3 places that you would like to go visit. It doesn't matter if you've been there or not already. 3 places you want to go to.
Hawaii is number 1 on the list. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii for sure. Definitely Fenway Park. That might even be number 1 on the list. Number 1 on the list. Fenway Park and Hawaii are right there and there. They're neck and neck. And then besides that, I'd like to go to Japan. Japan would be cool. That's another one I'd like to go to for sure.
Okay. All right, bet. I like those. Fenway Park, yeah.
Japan's been on the list the last couple of people.
I was going to say that, yeah.
You're right. That's a place I want to go to also. All right, so we know you're married. We know, how many kids do you have?
Oh, I'm not married. I've been divorced for a long time. I just got one kid. My son, he'll be 12 next month.
Okay. Divorced, one kid, and so okay. Your favorite sport?
To play or watch. I mean, to play, it's football. I was a big football player in high school. I like playing football a lot, but when it comes to watching, I'm all about basketball. I follow basketball a lot more than I follow football for some reason. I don't know. I enjoy it more. Football gets a little boring sometimes. I definitely can't watch baseball. I love baseball cards. I love the history of baseball. I love the stats. I can't watch a baseball game. That is boring.
It's hard.
But bro, you love pictures.
I do, but I like the highlights, man. Give me the highlights.
That's
All
how I
right,
feel
man.
about hockey and a couple of sports. Like you could just give me the highlights for those, and I'm good.
Oh man. All right, let me see your card. Let me see your card, man. We talking sports. I'm jonesing.
Here's my man. 1961 tops, Juan Marichal, the great.
Nice.
Wow, very nice.
It's in really good condition too. It's well centered.
Oh man, that bad boy is mint.
Yeah, it is. It's worth a little bit. I think the card unsigned is worth like 100 by itself, or maybe 70.
Very dope. Okay. All right. Oh man, it seems like every time I tell you to show a card, it gets blurry for the next few minutes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right. So, quick question. YouTube. You started it. Well, any particular reason, or what were you feeling when you started the YouTube channel?
Man, I mean, I kind of wanted to be a YouTuber. I watched that training tips guy. He did Pokemon Go videos, and he just came out of nowhere, and he got like really big. I could see, he got rich and stuff. And then when BB came up, it was like there wasn't a whole lot of YouTubers doing it, and they all talked about Omi. It was all about Omi, and I was like, I want to do a YouTube channel that's about the collectibles and the app, and not about Omi at all. And then, I wasn't very good at editing, so I was kind of learning that as I was going, and I kind of enjoyed it because I'm into computers a little bit. So just learning the process of editing was kind of fun to me. So it wasn't like it was a job or it was work. It was more like, having fun, experimenting a little bit. And then, I don't know, I was surprised that I got as popular as I did, because I never say like and subscribe. I never tell anybody to subscribe to me. I'm just putting out content. Whoever wants to watch it can watch it. And I guess the Clockgate thing got me a lot of attention, because I guess nobody else wanted to put that information out. Once they found it, they wanted to use to get all the drops. But I was like, let's just give it to everybody.
Yeah, man.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Absolutely.
I commend you for that.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I mean, even if I went and got all those drops, when I go into the Discord and talk to people, they're like, how'd you get it? I'm not going to lie. I can't lie to people I don't lie about anything. For real, if you lie, that means you got something to hide. I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm an open book. Right. So if they ask me how I got it, I'm going to tell them how I got it. So eventually they're going to find out anyway.
Yeah.
Joe M in the chat, we asked that question. So you may have to, rewatch it or what have you.
What's up,
another question I want to ask is what kind of music do you listen to?
Man, a wide spectrum, a really wide spectrum. I grew up on Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's my favorite. I probably know every word of every song. I shouldn't probably admit that too much, but maybe the older stuff. I like Sublime a lot. I love their first CD. I like Bob Marley. And I get into the Temptations. I love Motown. I'm big into old school stuff like that. There's some new stuff, some new not house, but I guess dubstep, like Skrillex. I like Skrillex's stuff. So, I mean, I'm all across the map. I don't listen to country. I don't listen to heavy metal, but I do listen to like rock and roll, definitely like old school rock and roll. I like the Doors a lot. I mean, pretty much, I'm all across the map.
Wow, for real. Very dope. Diverse. I like that. Let's see a baseball card. Let's see what, maybe we get the camera back in focus. Let's see if this card will bring us good luck.
It's kind of small. Let's see if you know who this player is. I'm sure Eddie will probably know whose card this is. A 62 rookie. It's signed by
Joe Pepitone.
You got that right, Joe Pepitone rookie. What happened with this is this is a really nice card too, in great condition. Probably one of the best conditions Pepitone rookies I've found. And I sent it off to a private signing for Joe Pepitone, because this was the last card where all 4 players were still alive, so you could get it completed yourself. So after I got it back from Pepitone, I sent it off to Phil Linz, my man Phil Linz, and they told me to send it to him quick because he's not doing too well. And a couple weeks after I sent it to him, he passed away. So that card disappeared for over a year, And then out of nowhere, I guess their family found it or something and sent it back to me. It popped back up in my mailbox.
Wow.
I remember the video you mentioned that.
Yeah. I talked about that in that video.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah, man.
I like that car now. It's got a story to it.
No, for sure, man. For sure. Absolutely.
I love those rookie parade cards.
I do too. They look good.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you were able to jump in a DeLorean and throw on the flux capacitor, and you were gonna go back in time, and let's go with, you go back in time once while you were alive to relive or go do something while you were alive. It doesn't have to be relive an event, but just do something, and then you're gonna throw it back even further before you were born, and then you're gonna throw it forward in the future. We're gonna go 3. So before you were born, during your lifespan, and then in the future.
Man, so where we're going back to, I guess we'll go back to, man, I got to go back to the glory days of high school football. And there was like junior year, I decided not to play just because I didn't like the athletic director. And I could have played and probably would have maybe got, heightened my standing a little bit and had a better chance of getting a scholarship after my senior year. So my junior year, I'd go back to there and I would have played that year. And then if I went further back, I'd love to go back to like the 1950s or 52 itself in particular, and go up to a store and buy all their unopened packs of 1952 tops, stash those and take them back home with me.
Oh, that's good.
And in the future, we'll go about 5 years and see what VV's doing in the future.
That is dope. I like
Biff, man. You're trying to pull a Biff on us.
Let's go. Exactly, man. I know
you got the magazine. He bought the magazine, bro. Yo, Biff got the magazine from, oh man, that was messed up. And then he became rich. So funny, man. That's
I got a quick story for him, right? So my uncle, I had an uncle that he passed away years ago, but there was a legend that he had a bunch of baseball cards, like a huge baseball. Like I never seen it, he never showed it, but it was in his attic. So I lived in Queens and he lived in Long Island, and Topps was in Westbury. So in the 50s and 60s, they were in Westbury, Long Island, and he used to work near where Topps warehouse was, where they made the cards. But it was legend that he would dumpster dive. And he would get all these boxes of cards, and they were stashed up in his attic. So I mean, I never got a chance to find out what happened or what was up there. But yeah, that's the story.
Man, I would buy that house just in case.
Yeah, his kids got everything. But
dang, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So everybody in the chat, this is open forum. We've got VV Vote. Obviously, look, we're gonna wrap it up here soon. Snowstorm coming in, so we were able to go a little bit over here. So take advantage. Ask anything you want us to ask VV Volt and in the chat, and we'll ask it here. So all right. So if you were gonna get a I don't know if you have tattoos or what have you, but if you were gonna get a tattoo, another one or a new one, what would it be?
All right. Well, first off, I do have tattoos. I have a whole chest piece that says "Family is Forever," and I have my son's name all the way down my ribs. And if I had to get another one, I know y'all are gonna like this, and I just bought an NFT to match it. We're gonna get a Cat Bronson. That's a tattoo that a lot of people that don't even collect NFTs actually have, that Mr. Cartoon puts on people. I'd love to have my own Cat Bronson NFT. I mean, it's NFT too, but also a tattoo to go with it.
That's what's up.
I would be able to get it from Mr. Toon himself because he charges $50K. Maybe somebody else can do it.
Yeah. And I remember when he was just starting, man, and I knew a couple, people in the industry that was going to see him. And then once I saw Eminem go to him, and then he took G Unit with him, and then Lloyd Banks came back with the crazy back piece. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, this dude's gonna blow up, man. And that was it. He started charging crazy, right? Man.
Yeah, I think that's a great NFT to own because he's so popular. He's so legendary.
So Okay, all right. I definitely want to ask this. Go a little bit crazy, a little bit off the rails. You popped in while we were talking to the GALE. Things were getting a little crazy. I want to ask: do you believe in aliens, extraterrestrials, however you want to put it, entities from another planet, another dimension? Is there? What do you believe? Do you believe yes or no?
All right, so I think the best evidence so far is that last sighting that a lot of people talked about, the Tic Tac UFO, the U.S. Nimitz one. I mean, the testimonies and the radar information that came with it, it seems pretty hard to deny. And then the second most important information when it comes to proving whether or not they're real is like this old painting back in the 1950s. I'm sorry, the 1500s.
Yep.
And it shows a guy in the background with his dog looking up at a UFO before there was ever any, flying planes. And the paint artist is obviously showing you that this is what I saw. And that's why he's showing him and his dog pointing up, looking at it. And I think that's actually really good historical evidence for it.
There's another one from the 1600s that shows a war, like a bunch of UFOs fighting in the sky.
Yes, that was from France. That's a good one too. And it has a whole story about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. The Louvre or whatever they call it. They have old paintings of even with Jesus in them, where UFOs over his shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the universe is so big that it would be almost impossible for no other planet to have life. But I think that it's possible that they have visited here just because of the evidence we've seen.
Yeah, man, I agree, 100%. I'm with you on that. Original Mertz there says, did aliens collect NFTs before?
Probably created NFTs.
Yeah, they created them.
That's right. They're behind it all.
They came from Area 51.
Yeah.
So Cheesemo is asking, better to hold sets or go for individual for long run? For the long term, is it better to collect sets or individual pieces on Veve?
It's probably better to do individual pieces, but as a collector, man, sets is what I do. Even though I don't really care too much about MCP points, that's the way that sets is how I lock it in, that I'm not going to resell it or sell it off. Once I have a set, I know that one's one that I'm collected and I'm not going to get rid of it. But maybe in the future, if we're able to sell sets all together, do you think that, I'm thinking they'll probably cost a little bit more than those 4 NFTs, the floor price of those 4 NFTs. If you're able to bundle a set of 4 together and sell it as one, it's going to have a pretty...
GALE was just talking about that. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I think if we're able to do that, then they'll be worth collecting for sure.
Yeah, man.
I would say my 2 cents, I guess, is I kind of felt the same way about the MCP points. I really wasn't I wasn't really too vested into whatever it was about. But then when I started digging in a little bit more to the drop system going forward, I'm starting to realize how important these tickets are going to be. And, it's almost like you now having bots. That's basically what's going to happen. Because for each person, if I have 14 entries, that's like me having 14 bots. You know what I'm saying? It's 14 versions.
Oh,
lost them.
We may have lost them. So while we wait for Strange to come back on, let's look at a card. You have something available for us to take a look at?
Always, man. I got plenty of cards. I guess you guys probably haven't heard of this guy. Have you ever heard of Whammy Douglas?
I don't.
Whammy Douglas.
I'm pretty sure I had it before, the card.
Played in the league for 2 years, 58 and 59. I had 2 each of his cards signed, 2 58s and 2 59s. He was a pitcher, even though he had a glass eye since he was a kid. And his autograph's pretty hard to get.
No way.
Yeah, he had a glass eye. That's why I called him Whammy.
Oh. We got Strange. Strange, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. You froze. We lost you. but you're back. You were in the middle of giving us some like crazy knowledge bombs. The floor is yours.
You got to let me know what you heard last.
He was talking
Oh,
about MCP points and how if you have enough tickets, you have 14 tickets. It's kind of like having 14 bots.
14
and I kind of think that tickets going to be who has the most tickets.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like that. And then, you know, if you remember when they dropped the first report on what it was going to be about, one of the first things they said was like, no matter what you read, don't change the way you collect and stuff like that. And that let me know, like, especially since we're dealing with the type of company that really listens to us, I was saying to myself, none of this stuff is etched in stone. So if we don't agree with what they say the value of an uncommon is or rare is, eventually they're going to change it. Especially, it's not like they rolled it out yet, so they can retract and change whatever they want. And I just kept collecting it accordingly. You know, I tried to do kind of like you do with getting every cover, but I was totally out of range of that. So I just stuck with my commons, my uncommons, rares. Whenever we come from the time when we've seen rares go for way more than they are now. So I know when things come full circle, people start caring about rarity again, especially the rares that have original covers, and they're not so much like a variant. Those I still like. And what a little bit of research I'm doing is looking like you are going to get some decent points for at least having a common and an uncommon of the comics, and of course you got diminishing points and all this stuff when you start stacking stuff, but I'm not stacking for the points. I'm stacking for the flip later on, and I think these books are going to go crazy because I think they're all undervalued.
So the only thing that scares me, I wanted to ask you guys, because I'm a beginner in Veve, and you have a company that sells comic books at $6.99, collectibles like $60. Now, obviously, we're talking about huge companies that are behind those contracts that are probably getting a big percentage of that money. So who's to say that, like, if the people at Veve see that they just sold the comic book for $6.99 and it's now going for $3,000, like we've just seen with the Spider-Man, like, could there be corruption there?
I mean, like market manipulation?
Yeah, like they said with Panini. Panini last year, they said that there was people that were setting up LLCs and selling Panini products from Panini through those LLCs, like on eBay and stuff like that, because the same box that cost $20 was going for $120 online.
Yeah,
I personally have no idea how your question would equate the same way. Like, I don't know how the company could have anything to do with the prices, because we know who's selling what. We know who we know who a lot of these people are in the marketplace.
But do you really know them? I mean, you don't really know them.
Some people, yeah. Some people, yeah,
okay,
because again, certain pieces that you're holding, you gotta kind of be a whale to even have it. Or you see people over and over and over, and then you see them in Twitter, and then you see them in different spaces, and then eventually you hear them talk, and then eventually you see them on YouTube. So some people really do. It just depends on how long you've been in the community and how long you've been watching the marketplace, and because again, that's like saying, when the whole bot thing came out, people were able to figure out who most likely be using the bots. How? Because they just keep watching the marketplace and see the names pop up. Then what trends do you see? Oh, I see the same guy somehow got 5 of the same collectible, and I could barely even get one on a drop that just took place a half an hour ago. How's that possible? So it's certain things you start to gather over time of putting in the work, putting in the time.
Sure. I hope we don't catch it.
I just can't see. I personally can't see. I don't see how they could even do it. I just don't think it's possible.
Yeah, very interesting. We're so early right now. The whole thing is, I'm excited about the whole thing. I'm happy I'm here. But I enjoy all the different questions that are thrown at me. again, I'm sure Vivo, you get a lot of questions.
I want to know what his answer and his thought process is on that question, and even yours, Joe.
I don't know if I understand exactly what type of market manipulation you're talking about when it comes to like Panini. I know what you mean by people going to the Walmarts and hanging out there and getting all the
No,
boxes.
I'm talking about directly from the company, that we're taking directly from the company.
Also,
Like
the company sells them in bulk.
you could go on eBay right now and you could put in, let's say, 2020 Prism football, and you'll see that there's certain blaster boxes that thousands of them were sold, and the guy still has so many of them at $125, $130. The rumor is that people at Panini were behind that. So I mean, when you have something that goes for $6.99 and you're making what, maybe 50% on that, maybe $3, $4, and the same item is selling for 100 times that, it kind of there definitely might be something going on there. People.
I disagree totally, because when you're talking cards, first of all, these companies don't even disclose how many cards they're making, much less how many boxes they're making. Versus Veve and all of this stuff is limited print runs from the gate. You know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So how can someone even be like, oh, I'm going to skew 30,000 this way and not even show where it's like, you can't do it. It's a whole.
Well, they take 40 off the top.
Yeah, it's a whole different world. Like, this is a whole different world, and we see where those are going. Those are going to be in the metaverse, and you're going to see them serial numbered in the Veve vault, in the, Veve's metaverse. You're going to see the first print runs. You know what I'm saying? You obviously, like, it is no way you're going to work on a project with another major company, much less even a independent artist, and not give them some. That's like me and BC doing my NFT and me being like, nah, I want them all, dog. Like, nah, you're going to give.
That's what I'm just saying. Greed is real. It happens. So,
yeah,
that's the only thing that I'm afraid of.
That's the beauty, I think, of the space we're in, is accountability versus those other things you're talking about, like printing comics and printing cards. There's no accountability.
Yeah. We also
you don't even know how much they're being moved. What's that?
We have the blockchain on our side. So even if we can't see all that information now, they know that in the future, we're going to be able to see all that information. If they were to send a whole bunch of stuff straight from Veve to one person, eventually that information is going to come out because it's all on the blockchain.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And then in the chat, they're mentioning that, Veve makes money on the flips when it's resold multiple times.
Yeah. That's where the real money is. I mean, that's the real deal right there. Imagine how much
MSC
money
Squad
Marvel and all them make, man, on a resale. Like, every time we sell these things to each other, they're making money. Like, this has to be one of the most profitable things they've ever engaged in. I mean, their movies aren't making money like this. Like, when a movie theater closes, that's it for that revenue stream. This don't never stop. So someone's selling a comic for who knows how much. I don't care if it's $11, they're still profit. Like, they didn't do nothing. It's crazy.
No, I know. And again, everything it will be on the blockchain, where we'll be able to go and look and see, where.
Right. That's what I'm like, and also too, real quick, Joe, at some point we will be able to see if the NFT is owned by David Yu or any of these employees.
Yeah.
That again.
Well, I don't think they would use their actual names, but
you have to.
I mean, I guess we could figure it out.
You have to, bro. They're going KYC soon. All of this is on the blog. Like, it's all goes back to wallets. You know what I'm saying? This is how people know who whales are and stuff like that. Like, it's all just, again, I don't know how much deep into the crypto you are, but there's people that can access websites that shows you who owns everything. Because it's on a blockchain, it's public information.
It's interesting, I don't think that they're up to any shenanigans. That's where I'm gonna go ahead and vote. That's where I'm at, and I guess you could say, like, he could use, I don't know, a friend's account or
right
or something. But I don't I'm saying no. My vote is no.
Dang, man.
I don't think that that's happening. I think they're pretty transparent, especially kind of, you know, with the blockchain. You kind of forced into being transparent.
And,
Um,
and the thing is,
about
though, where Eddie's coming from is very valid in that whenever you're talking retarded amounts of money, there always seems a way for someone to wiggle in and do
Right.
something they shouldn't be doing. That's
yes,
where
and that's why I like that point of view. I like the question because
Right.
it makes us think, because we don't want to be ignorant to anything.
right.
So I like it.
That's why I definitely think the question is a valid question. You know what I'm saying? It's something we always got to keep our head on a swivel. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, whenever
he's
there's large
definitely
amounts of
failing
money
into the
being made,
space, so he
somebody
has
wants
to have
more.
that mentality.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Right.
money, and yeah, you're right. You're right. Now,
And he's right for keeping his head on a swivel in a new space like that. You know what I'm saying?
what do you think, Veve Volt?
Yeah, I agree. But like you guys said, the blockchain's got our back, and they know that in the future we're gonna be able to see any transactions that happened in the past. So they're probably gonna make sure that there's nothing shady for us to look at when we look at it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like, so okay, I chat. We're gonna be wrapping it up here within the next few minutes. If you have any questions, drop them now or forever hold your peace, because we're gonna, you know, this is your last opportunity during this stream. Veve Volt's link to his YouTube channel, for whatever reason, if you're not subscribed, go. It's pinned in the chat. Go check it out, and then after I upload this, it will be in the description of this video. Okay, I definitely want to ask, what is something about you that you could tell us that will surprise us? Something that you know, we probably don't know, and something, you know, something, it doesn't have to be too crazy, but something that is shocking or surprising.
Shocking or surprising about me is I can juggle. I do magic tricks with cards. Know a little sleight of hand with card magic. Man, I don't know. Like I said, I'm an open book. There's really not much. I'm from Indiana. There's not a lot going around here, man. There's not much to say.
No, I mean,
That's some good stuff.
I've heard about it. I've never done it myself, but we did used to go flip the cow patties to see if there were mushrooms underneath them.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
Yep.
man, no, but card, we had Mangini. We had him on the show, and then what he was talking about him doing magic tricks and whatnot. So that counts, man. That counts. Absolutely. That's something that I can't do.
Right.
No, I had a whenever the pandemic hit, I had to do my job from home for like a whole year, and it was a really boring job. So on one screen I'd have my job, and on the other screen I'd figure out how to do magic tricks because I had nothing else to do, and I sat there and learned how to do it while I was doing my job because I had to work from home and I was bored.
That is funny. That is funny. So you don't work from home anymore?
No, I was laid off back in like February, and that's whenever I pulled out all that money I had saved up for a while and tried to learn about cryptocurrency. And I was just going to start making money off of cryptocurrency. I have an eBay store that, like I said, I've had for like 10 years. I did like 25,000 in sales last year, actually the year before last, and that was while I had a full-time job. So it was just like on the weekends I'd go to yard sales and find football jerseys and Nike shoes and maybe some baseball cards, and I always
Big
flip
money
them.
in
Yeah,
big money involved.
Big like concert shirts, WWE t-shirts. Some of that stuff is worth it.
I'm trying to tell these guys they're not listening to me.
Saying that.
Yeah, he was just telling us that.
These vintage shirts, some of them sell for thousands of dollars.
I'm real good at spotting that stuff too. But then after I got laid off, that I was just doing the eBay as a part of my income, and then I started investing into cryptocurrency. And of course, like you see, I went into NFTs instead.
Oh man, how cool. How cool. So okay, real quick. Garage sales. What tell me, you know, some cool finds. I know you earlier you spoke about, you know, those other deals, but specifically garage sales.
All right. Do you know what the Tamagotchi is?
Yep.
I found one of those still brand new in the case for $7.
Wow.
which is hard to find those that have never been opened before.
Very hard.
There's a board game called Hero Quest. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. I've found that 4 or 5 times. People don't know it sells for like $300 every time you find it. This one Baron Davis jersey I found, I thought it was gonna be worth like $20. I put it up as an auction. Apparently he's real popular in China and they will fight over his stuff. And it went for like 270. Wow. And I've had some, I mean, I bought like a sauna for 400 and sold it for like 2,500 and it cost me like 500 to ship. It was a hassle. It wasn't even worth it. But I don't know. It's just so many random things.
I do it all the time, bro. I sometimes I stop, I take stuff out of the garbage. There's no shame in mine. And it sells the next day.
Do you go to the Goodwill bins?
We don't have them in New York. I wish. I watched the videos on it. I wish we had.
We just got one like a couple years ago where I'm from, and I went to it for a few months, and man, you can find a lot of good stuff. And
I know. I watch videos on it all the time. Like I'm so jealous.
It's awesome.
Man, so right outside the bin, people leave stuff on the outside because
no. So you have all the Goodwill stores, but then they have these like big warehouses, and it's set up like a store, and they're all the stuff that nobody bought from all the other stores gets sent here. And
you buy by the pound.
And you buy it by the pound. It's like $1 a pound. And you put in like a shirt that's like 10 cents. And it could be like a Hollister
electronics,
shirt.
Everything. They have everything.
Yeah.
Oh no way.
You know what I've been looking into that you might want to look into also. Not the returns from Walmart, but they literally sell whole trailers.
The pallets,
pallets,
not only pallets.
I don't do pallets. I don't like those very much.
But you could buy like a whole trailer of them for like $5,000. They're on auction right now online.
I want to get into storage units, but I've never done that.
Oh my god, you'd love it. That's where I got most of my collection from.
Oh wow, really nice.
Yeah, 10 by 10 storage unit that had 1 million baseball cards and thousands of autographs and everything like that. Yeah, it was really a great thing. But also I just also learned about like freight, like when anything that like not broken, but like even if it falls off the pallet on a freight truck, the insurance covers it and it goes off for auction. So most of the stuff like from Home Depot, like all the DeWalt tools and all that stuff like that, you could find on these sites that deal with freight auctions.
And you can sell them as new and probably get a ton for them.
I'm watching people get a ton for them. I'm watching people on eBay. They get so much money from it. It's unbelievable.
eBay is big right now because of the pandemic. People are learning that it's okay to buy online and it's growing.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier this week, So all right, VV Vault, before we end it, it's been real, but can we look at one more card?
I get like one of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, this was good because we got to break it up with a card every so often.
Yeah. Yep. All right, this one's my favorite. It's a 63 strikeout leaders. It's got all 5 autographs on it. We got Ralph Terry, we got Camilo Pascual, Juan Pizarro, Jim Cott.
Wow,
that is nice.
So cool, man. I can't believe you're so lucky. You just got into the hall. So that went up. Yeah.
Who did?
I thought my autograph
Jim Cott.
Are you serious? I didn't know that. I got his rookie right here too.
Yeah, there you go. You're in luck.
Let's go. I didn't know he got in. I knew a lot of people said he was going to get in, and
he got in. I think like last week I told you guys, or a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago.
I was wondering why all my cards on eBay sold recently.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
I just sold a bunch of them on eBay.
Yeah, he got in. Yeah, he deserved it.
Yeah, he did. That's cool.
That's funny, man. That's funny. I know. I never sold anything up until a few months ago as far as a physical collectible, and just got into it, a little bit. It's you got to put in some work, you got, it takes a little bit of because at first you're just like, oh yeah, I'll just put my stuff on eBay, but you got to put up, the title, and if you got 1 or 2 things, but when you have 50 things to post, and you have 3 kids running around trying to strangle you and hang off of you, it's hard. It's hard.
Yep.
So Strange, any last parting words?
Hey, man. No parting words, really, man. You know me. I just wrap it up, man, and just thank this man for coming on, spending some time with us. You know what I'm saying? Long time coming. I hope we get to do this again because, man, we could go through some collectibles all day. I feel like we still have things we could dive into, you know, together as a group, man. So, yeah, I just wanted to say thanks, man. Hopefully we could do this again, man.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me on here.
Fast Eddie P.
Yes.
Any last words?
I'm sorry, I lost you guys for a second, but yeah, no, I just wanted to say thank you to Veve Vault. He's like one of, I probably got the most out of his stuff, and I'll see him tomorrow.
I'll be there.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk. I know it's wild. You know, we talk Veve stuff. We you know, but obviously you can see the large majority of the conversation is more about, you know, who you are as a person, and I think that's important. You know,
he's a star. He's gonna be. You know you're gonna be very big. I hope you know that.
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, they're getting ready to switch to a queue where we have to go for the lottery. You don't need to drop tips anymore. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to hang after that.
People will be loyal to you. Just
be streaming.
Keep doing what you're doing. And people will be loyal to you.
You know, I mean,
even
if it's a lottery, that, you know, being and Strange mentioned this, and he's right, because you know, I've done other lottery type of deals, and you're there with your phone. It's not exciting. You know, you're just sitting there like a lump on a log, just waiting your turn. You know, to grade with HGA, that's how it was. You know, and I spent a bunch of, you know, times just sitting there. I wish I would have had the, you know, a place to go to listen at the very least. You know what? We're gonna have a virtual lobby. We're all gonna be in there chopping it up. Okay, all right. What spot did you get? Blah blah blah. So I wouldn't even sweat that. You know,
Trust me, we don't watch you for the tips, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, it's beyond that now.
Tony at all, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
so
and that was the point I was making. You know, this is you know, a family. I really do feel that, you know, everybody looks out for one another. We're early in this, and so we kind of feel like, you know, it's a close knit kind of group. So, you know, I appreciate you taking out the time. I know you're busy. You have a lot of things going on. Again, the snowstorm is coming and whatnot, and you know, luckily I was able to get a little bit of extra time out from you. So I appreciate that. I really do appreciate you coming out here and talking to us for 2 hours, man.
No problem at all. I like watching y'all streams. Every time you guys have somebody on here, I like to watch those, put those videos on the TV actually. And then while I'm doing something in the background, I'll sit there and listen and learn about all the guys in the community.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, for sure. For sure. You know, again, that's what it's all about, getting to know each other. And so again, all right, everybody, you know what? Thanks for tuning in again. The last chance you have to click on his, I'm sure everybody's already subbed, but if for whatever reason you're not subbed to Veve Volt's channel, it's pinned in the comments there. So
also don't forget to join his Discord and the Big Collectibles Discord.
Yes,
this man does some awesome giveaways, man.
Yes,
and also go back and watch his video from earlier today with the comic way on there, man. It was dope collab video.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and I need to join your all's Discord too.
Yo, for sure, man. All right, everybody. Have a good night once again.
Have a good night, guys.
All right. Peace out. Thank you.